economy, any matters arising from Ghana's economy, intervention. The finance minister, through a press briefing on Thursday at the and the verities are SSA contribution of businesses in the country, to foster our local development. And home komo ananope yeba ababebo. Mame Emma Egachi na memano akwaba. Egamachi.
Yo, Minia.
Na ebombo there.
We can't answer. So you ask you and kind chromo, whichever one, no, in why shit.
I see. Chromo shit.
And I make us say you ask you, that's a young kind chromo so dear. And yeah, just
my microphone when you
I showed you it's all over the area, you know. Yeah, easy, but I'll see if I find ways and means.
I didn't know because I'm a chromo. Because he get him somebody a more okay, pa.
Anyway, say ja wo de wa show koti wa bought tie there send there. O de say mo de koti for there na mo say any problem. Na any koti e be say we there. You know, the situation is really difficult. Over sorry no pano. Jack, I mean messages in kwa about phone so. Omompe 20 Ghana, Adiashe, Womo, Hafa, Womompe Kukwato, Obi in the rent. We see the Obedi cry. I mean, just say it's such a very, it's not a good scene actually, very dangerous one, and I mean they are genuine, they are genuine reasons actually. I mean it's a oko a chrome crisis, Nyoma Nanka Kanembu cry 5 cities are between the autocrat, say no. It's a big problem. And you wonder those who are the lower end, how much they are getting in terms of salary and then how they can make up the difference. And within just these 3 months, rent figures are very high. Tenants are complaining, landlords are also complaining, and therefore...
Landlords don't complaining of what?
No, system I rough for my warm. It's rough for everybody, and then you see everything falls back onto the consumer. Okay. So somewhere along the line, no landlord, no also your consumer, also tenant, also your consumer. So if it's not able to meet some of those things, and these are real crucial issues, it affects the ordinary man as against the high class or the policy makers. When we take decisions that should actually uplifts the ordinary man. They don't go through some of these things.
I see.
And that is the fact. Now say the friends say minister for your friends say housing or say why MPC or motive or more passing laws any dear kaka hui. Also more insurance.
But they are supposed to pay.
It's a difficult situation because somebody will tell you say by virtue of their positions, as some of that government bungalow free. As a government to try electricity more free. In some government be try more free. T-Room be use government more free. This is the kind of country we are running. Now some crofo way take decisions. I'm a one no ma. I was a woman kasa to make a living now. What do you expect to happen? Because they are not in there.
I won't say how no any
because someone trebi. So much trebia don't know how to do the policies. One trebi no. On thing kada as a Prince Charles Bagan or cast poverty crony my dear friend poverty no. Ebi no. So the situation on the ground is really tough, and that is why I keep maintaining my position. Say, the finance minister Bekaya, no. That is not what Ghanaians were expecting to hear.
I see.
Because what the Ghanaians were expecting to hear, they say, the increase in fuel prices, it cuts across everything.
Yeah.
And as the prices have gone up, ama bibia boso ayedin. Into the normal basic life of the human being is threatened. Into government, then a warrior afahu. So the argument, very simple, was that now you expect a president beba be kabibi. Okay, the president is on Kasana and the finance minister Mrambe Kasa. Send you see why. Na then or Beka Chrayen. What Ghanaians were expecting to hear and they say. Say Abia petrol no baby edro no. Say petrol no go beyond Abia 9 cedis.
Okay.
The dasu nyina no government beden befa. Inti just say wo de uchia 9 no. Not just say excess no government beden efa. This is what the Ghanaian was expecting to hear. It's not just when him say relief will be aba baby. Inti no say enko 10 cedi. Na transport owner are increasing the price. Amasa price so I then aquaco affecting goods and services. Now the ordinary man at the end of the day, no. The basic life no as a problem, man. It is not about minister. Our cutting down or salary. Or salary now cutting down. No. That money is not going to support
the fuel prices.
Exactly. So of what benefit is it to me, the ordinary man? Or flights, I will say, well, no travel, no money, the no. Of what benefit is that reduction going to do for the ordinary man? Conferences are wakati, the Council of State or makati. I mean, of all those things, no. And as I said, at the frontier, government is because now government budgets now for 2022 now or what they call parliament November now now government expect to say start 1st January and you maybe a will be in place and we no move fix with all those things. Unfortunately, one particular thing like the e-levy, fees and charges, exemption bills, they have not been passed. Into what it simply means is a revenue nanke was about within the first quarter. No. Ama. Into number no. Now say government here then or revise the
budget.
The budget no. Into and yes what so to say the all savings are just a physical cash it is at 3.5 billion now finance minister no and yes we say we physical cash at that
the impression I bind the mind say what's here Ghana for soon a hunchaba and or cut it down expenditure and yes sir because government making projections coming into the year 2022 and our year projection in the BBR when the budget when him sika wo heso benya this year but because of a nearma air cost of parliament within the first quarter first 3 months here you room ya fee no sika no do all hwe nim so benya no wenya
exactly
and because of that ama a buy in itself sika eseso onya na fe ni mo no ebe fall short ebe kofom
precisely
it is sad I wanted to nearma no cash wo be
exactly
I see. And he buying in the interest of the Ghanaian.
No,
by in his own
interest.
I see.
Said the beya or be make sure say the budget deficits now what they are 200 obey me because when yes now the budget deficit will go higher than the 7.4 because they say or some pesicana or the support is man. So invariably what is going to happen in is a senka the projections they call right with the passage of the e-levy now on to Tessanio way so. So that
is a deep secret.
That is it. Senka a corrector, they will still have bought the new 4-wheel drives.
Okay.
They would have still continued with their conferences. Just our conference, bibi cry ayamino. Eme bufu kradodo. Say, and you still find it necessary, irrespective of the fact that President Taka says people can have the full capacity of whatever they want to do. Is it really necessary? Say, oh, your conference, so you are inviting about 200 people. And so it's not them. What is the use of the technology of today? Now sankrofui eba betina hoi. Wo minister na nkasa in your address to the nation. You are telling us that we should encourage the use or patronize locally made stuff. That is Ghanaian friends, Ghana made products. We should, encourage it.
Kessben.
Now making mo conferences, mo seminars ya mo yi. Tea na mo serve wo ho. Tea. Senye Lipton eye PG, Tetley, Twinings and some teas I would draw. Coffee sweet ni nyoma na mo serve. Cocoa mo serve cocoa wo ho. Community bia sisi ya bema tea ni edbema nye cocoa. San ni ma brofo ni ya mo ministries na ma important na mo edi serve nyoma. Na sebi does it even make sense? Say taxpayer sika na mo di twati. Taxpayer sika na mo age na mo di twati wo mo office. Na mo ya masa akototo dem Victis products. Matoto abrofu biscuits seka biscuits mo wi Piccadilly Piccadilly biscuits is around one bronya inyoman seka wi bi mpokra ne be ka send ya wo support your friends
Shebemano na woka
ka say wo support made in Ghana products enso mo de be kwa akototo Victis ni Jacob's cream crackers ni digestive ni nyoma. But the question is that, is it necessary with all the technology available? I just said so person your conference with all these Zoom and what have you. Basically, Paneti Kumasi Tamale Kurana, he can be part of the project. I didn't now because Nipano Yan Swanimra nearby Yababitua hotel bill. Now Ebinumoso bar, or my info. One more friends a battalion. One more back conference grounds or cry or more cry the chini any the eka kawunina, womunya you have to accommodate for them. Sebio, Nyan Sabene. The taxpayer. Nipa na what taxing na all breast obinya pure water cry no. You tax that person and then you use it to support these things. So what is the use? And as I said, all is geared towards what? Meeting where or 7.4 deficit. From time ever since at the internet what taxing nipa. Now we say what the man minister government official say own to coin. No what's not business class. Now nipa what taxing no not the economy. Nipa what taxing what GGCK free ni ho. Now we dey try ticket. The ama government official. Any emu side chicks. Near the business class. Now nipa GGCK free ni ho no not the economy. Sebio nyansa ben wo. Now when you are doing all these things now, sika anka ye bitumi dia ye bibi papa ama input wo abagana no. That money is not available. Na so far so na eden. Yes so far. Now you see when you are running a government, as I've always maintained, a third world country, no. Untie the Bruni na church woni book mu to run your economy.
But what you doing?
Common sense, understanding the peculiarity of your system. Say, a developed country, whilst is depending on taxes, no, you are a developing country. You cannot depend on taxes because in the first place, no. Well, informal sector, no. A super extra large. And it is amorphous. You can't even define it. Because say oka say no. Ofye ye nyama ye maame no. Womo mugu markets. Name all the markets. See the way these our sisters and mothers are there. How can you determine a salary for them to say you are taxing them? I mean, that is the practicality. The reality on the ground is what you are seeing. One more mouton meko, one more mouton jene, one more mouton fish, one more mouton, one more cabbage, carrots, no money the account. For instance, say, a coronavirus, we got people veering into nose mask, almost on nose mask.
Yeah.
Say we see nose mask in your mandatory. Automatically, we made assay. Automatically, we made assay.
But the obvious is to say you mean share face mask all the time.
Not what I'm trying. So what I'm trying to say is, if that is why I'm saying, it is an amorphous system.
Yeah.
Into they say it's a microphone. No, tax. No. You are not understanding the peculiarity of your system. Into what you do, as I've always maintained, right? There's a difference between revenue mobilization and then revenue generation. There's a big difference. They are not the same.
Difference near the
when you are mobilizing and only taxes now generating, you are working for it.
And you have to be creative.
You have to be creative and work. That is why you have SOEs. Because the SOEs are supposed to be profit-making organizations for which they will pay dividends
to the government.
Exactly.
It is state-owned enterprises now. What more catch is all the time, no, what more running at losses. Their mandate are not really to make profit.
Who says so?
To go into social interventions.
Who says so?
How do we accept that?
No, who says so? Tell me which SOE is not supposed to make profit. Tell me. Which SOE in the social intervention? SOE been the social intervention. Is Georg a social intervention? Is STC a social intervention? All these, name them. All these companies are they social intervention? They are supposed ports and harbors. Is it a social intervention? Ghana airports. Is it social intervention? These are companies that are supposed to make money and pay dividend. They are not NGOs. It would be my cancer assembly. Because you, the minister, you were quick to say, sir, they made losses over 580 million Ghana cedis. So if they made losses over 580 million Ghana cedis, the question is this: why do you still have them there and paying them? Paying them for what? You generate the money, you pay yourself. At the end of the day, you give government his due. Now, if these SOEs were working well now, there would not be any need, say Ghana government. Okay. Na time na so be to abusia ne car. Wo se me san ko bobesia. Se binyansa ben ne wo. No, I mean let's be real. What say my bob okay, let me put it even on the lighter side na hwe. What bobesia de akwa koto taxi and na de akwa kopo the Uber and whatever. Na time aso se e wo se utua Bosianica.
Okay.
And your revenue as a taxi no say the friends say Uber no be generating at the tracker.
Yes.
Now then as I go Bosia free baby for say o de kwa kotua sa Bosiana wo. Na just say de bia no de ka. De bia o de ka.
In effect, you know, it means state-owned enterprises then Kasani you're running in the year. We've not seen the best out of it.
Benya, let me tell you something here. Sure. You see, any money be your home now. We should understand it. Say, Ghana no.
Yeah.
And one year me a main problem. We don't appreciate and encourage successful people in this country. We don't help them to grow such that they would also grow other people. Look, I'm telling you, Sir Jeff Bezos, Sir Ghana ni anka yebe bringing it down. Would have brought him down. Me de be American asem you. Me say me kai pa, me kai. Say papa we start a life, start here. A life. Oh my God. Kumasi, Tesinungwa, Accra. The tese uko kra wunya baby in park. Say a life. I invade taxes. What do? You let him work or get people to work and pay the taxes.
Yeah.
You don't collapse the business. You don't collapse the business. It's when yet Ghana, Malcolm, and the Indian you.
Yeah.
Malcolm.
I take you over the supermarkets.
I take you over. Palace Mall.
China Mall.
China Mall. ShopRite.
Gay.
Kuala. Name them. And no dear ye omo awa too. And you know the sad thing is that at the end of the day, omo prophecy na aswa. Omo swan in dollars. Near the akugu ye krum. Near the enyoma. Gihok and I wo Ghana ha. Say Damrem said Gihok distillery spend them say a juma.
Producing
son. I'm said I'm say some pen juma. But look at the various angles of Gihok's and I wo. The ya be brain say ya industrial area Toyota. That was where Gihok marble and tile works were. And now you see wo chrome ha. Between the 60s and 70s, so no more some kind of 6x6 square tiles, white ones. We can go for kitchens, bathrooms, yeah. Gihok was producing it. Those days, so can go for fear marble na Gihok na produce. Says the China, me fear baby. Woma be see warehouse kakra kebi wo ho. Wow. And I swat tiles see free him for ever. But look at modern day Ghana. The number of homes, the number of buildings we have. The number of homes we have in Ghana.
Yes.
Tiles free him for. Every outside in a eba. Na senkaye magihok juma. Do you know what it would have propelled this country to be? It's just employment. And you say claim you ni bi wa ha wo. Claim ni so ye wo kroma. We would have propelled the employment situation. But then look at the way we are creating employment for other people's country. Just because they will damage you. So when we are sitting down and we are talking about growing an economy, like I'm saying, it is not about the way a developed country is, where that developed country has been able to put so many structures in place that every single dollar, as it moves, it can be traced. So everybody working along the area, they can trace. They know how much is going here. That they will tax you for it. Not your developing country. You as a developer, you have to invest. The government must be the biggest investor to get bigger returns. And as you begin to expand, my private sector, take over. Because in the private sector in this country, it's more of buy and sell. So it's more of buy and sell. It is not the industrial and entrepreneur manufacturing type. No, it is not. You need to understand that peculiarity and then see how you divest and make sure it becomes strong. When you are financing things now, it's common sense. You see, one funny thing a woman is as economics hinges on one thing. Ceteris paribus. And we have me Johnson na. Do many be one the can add because Bibi deserve ceteris paribus. Who said the Messiah can watch you? So no.
All things really cool.
And all things are never equal. So therefore, you don't rely on those theories.
Okay.
Oh no. Understand the peculiarity of your system and see how you design to make things work.
Kessben
So,
92.9.
Ube came and say, how do you call it? Most sorry, I must say private sector is the engine of growth. Right?
Yes.
But the private sector in Ghana is individualized private sector. So, Onyesikana Eyonunkwani Sika. He is not interested in expanding. He's not interested in creating other things. He's not prepared to bring other people into, just like, for instance, you have a situation on the stock market. Where other people also invest. The Ghana man, let me get it for myself. Even when the company at a point in time, investors and other people to come in to expand and diverse into other areas. What's it, baby? Yes, ana nature say me pride no ye hu se me yesikeni.
Ye who say Jumani media.
Ejumani media. Yeah. That is the mentality of the Ghanaian. Wow. As a man maker about said you don't want the ordinary Ghanaian to grow. Oh no. And I make say ufi say Bruni, Lebanese ni ana Indian ni. And the car say okwa papa we jumeya. The Macaulay, the Magdan. The Magdan car say oh ye. You think he would have gone through that? He would never have gone through that. Kotoka International Airport has been in existence for well over 60 years. Yenya management, yenya boards, we've had all this. Nobody saw the wisdom to say we could do a private terminal. No one saw it. Over all these 60 years, nobody saw it. An individual, young man, with his vision and dream, sees that, we can do a private terminal here. So he starts working. Oh yeah, just say afe adena so ebabe take you over no. Yes, the minister say yeah, say we can. What kind of a year is this? But India ni ana Lebanese nearby ya. You never see any problem. Ye beya mana ye fu na ako.
In a sense, that is the genesis of my problem.
Sure. Let me ask you this question. Ibrahim Mahama, John Mahama brother, no. Has someone sat down to see, say, that guy really has something to offer? Sure. Sana ne cement factory will be Jata cement, no. At what point in time now Ghanaians who said there was a need for us to have a cement factory? Gasem has been in the system for so many years.
Yeah.
Sikani na ye tweko Norway. Sikani na ye twe eko Norway. Diamond cement aba. Diamond cement or tweko India. Dangote so aba. Ono so twa ko Nigeria. At what point in time did the Ghanaian realize they said there was a need for us also to have one? Said the Ebe Asikane so Ebeka Kruma.
But government was shares of Ghana cement.
Shares and ownership. What's the difference? Big difference. Because one of I said that they're okay. I thought to say MTN. Not until MTN echo stock market no.
Yeah.
And kasa 2 billion profit no ma declare no. Can you never South Africa?
Yes.
Not until they were forced to list on the stock market. Just a 35% beba Ghana for no.
Yeah.
And kasa 2 billion in never South Africa. But because they were forced to list, now 35% a Ghanaian ownership no. 2 billion no ni enko ebi beka kruma. And that is what it is like. If you fail to see, say, the Ghanaian man can also, because he says the Ghana government, only on Mokasa, Obiase, and foreign investors. When do you see the local man as an investor in this country? And if you give them that opportunity, this country will quantum leap. So who said the ordinary Ghanaian? A local investor. When you encourage them, you give them all the incentives and modima brunina. A crowway, and can you say to petrol 10 CD, 11 CD? Because we would have enough foreign currency and our CD would be strong. Bisa Bank of Ghana. One more two interest Mukokonya 1.5 billion. No. What did they use the 1.5 billion CDs for? More interest rates now more raise kakra munya 1.5 billion of the ordinary Ghanaian. What did you use the 1.5 billion for? That 1.5 billion no. If the you see Bank of Ghana no what duty ni say ube stabilize the CD no.
Yes.
But beyond say who stabilize the CD no also mass CD no strong. So
to other currencies.
Yes, say if the CD no says in Aqua could drew 8, Now so the Ababe drew 7 something now.
7.5.
That is not stabilization. Because now it will be a big crown say Ababe drew sa 8 no. It was 6 something. And the baby drew 18. So what change free Ababe drew 7 something now. That is not stability. You should be able to bring the CD down to 4. That is when we say the CD is strong.
Yes, but the government have said, say, we injected some $2 billion. At the commercial banks, and then forex, to ensure, say, you bring enough dollar, system, fewer CD will be chasing after the dollar do. At least, you CD, I will bounce it back a little. You think, say, and only a good measure?
The government can, and what textbook, and now can kind textbook, I'll be home, and on a government can. But the reality is not that. Reality is what they can. Reality is it was a Uchia 1.6 billion cedis. $1.6 billion. Loans are OG and no time as also Uchia.
Interested, that's all.
Interested, that's all. $1.6 billion. So when Chia saw 1.6 now, trouble be back room. In the 2 billion now, government is say air ban. And yes, Sika or de Basse or de Babe se Ghana. What kobo besia, wasako ewo, and I make a no. Wasako bob besia. Eddie Babe Tria besia or boy, I went to in Triano. And that is the point I am making. All the cat $1.6 billion. When to me, Anye Juma, Enya $1.6 billion. No. Into what you, into says, what bob besia. $2 billion. I just over bet 1.6 nifrim. Now I'll say 400
million.
Whoa. Internet just says I can't so no. I mean, come on.
Yes, but if this is not the best option, the best option.
And that is what I'm telling you.
Yeah, it will be immediate. The short.
It is not a question of immediate. It's not a question of immediate. You should have known this from day one. Look, Minya. Kufuor's time. Kufuor yeah. Emma, 2/3 of our loans were forgiven. 2/3 of our loans were forgiven. Dollar neighbor here, 1 CD, $1.
Yes.
Na fe ebani saying. Ena yetnasi. Emma say loans na ye di 10 no. Ababe broso 10 times. Ama wo dollar no says in a year 1 to 8. Hwe enye brofo running a business o mind bruno enye brofo eye nyansa adwen common sense. As I said, understand the peculiar situation in which your country is in, and then devise and strategize how you can win it. I just gave you a few examples. And I made sure I will say, I didn't yeti krum ha. Na ye bet me a tile so krum ha. It's just one of it. Ye bet me a tile so krum ha. Ye good company no. Any ema Chinese for ababi si warehouse kakraka. Eno mode tiles no ababi guha. And then the private man now say the Ghanaian businessman or no kwako ye retailer into no bekwako beton. Is that what you call a private sector? Is that what you call private sector? That is not private sector. Inti senka ya hu ye. And ye ka say they be ye ma company yingu.
Kessben
92.9. Would we be where we are? Let me give you a certain data from the Ministry of your friends, Food and Agriculture.
Okay.
From a.
I think, sir, all these things are buying yourself what they be as citizens. They are no good a measure. Buying betting me, I can't watch it.
So, who can for your statement now? One casa kind page 20, line 24 to 38. On one casa can say they are all in no. It was to make sure say government be achieving a 7.4% deficit. One casa or yet the abua ordinary Ghanaian. But let me go to the point I was trying to make earlier. Okay. Duku Duku aye in the MI Omubui. Ye cry $1.9 million worth of Duku the back room.
Oh, that man.
We not pay the current one but this one is 2018 alone. Ghana imported. The source is from FAO, Ministry of Food and Agriculture, Ghana Investment Promotion Council, and Ghana Statistical Service. This is data from Womo and Kasawomoho. Okay, now say yeti krumha. Na yetumi ekra abe palm oil. $286 million worth of palm oil.
From which country?
From Malaysia. Mike Malaysia befa abeni free ha. Malaysia omutu womu 9 eba Ghana ha. Ene befa abeni free ha. Eno mukoko dua womu krom. Malaysia makes not less than $14 billion. Not less than $14 billion in export of palm oil. Yen ye befa benefit afi abenon befa free ano say yen ye to me spending $286 million import to sa abeno every Malaysia ba Ghana. Okay, plastics plastics in Kwa was about how much? $585 million. Plastics are imported back room. Now the bufukre woman and say $595 million ye de import two fruits. Ye de import two fruits e back room ha. Just say one na me cross yo kumewu honom na abon say egugu kwan ho e propro. E propro kwan ne ho. Ubehu se guo bebre. We cannot sit down in this country. Apart from one more calipo no money no. We cannot sit down and see the benefits. You bet to me, I need to say $595 million. The import to your friends say ekutu the mango juice and all those things into this country. Are we serious? This is all internet just said the opportunities are there, but the problem is that what government initiating investments, because you see we are not in that kind of system that you say a private man can walk to the bank and go and say I want $10 million and then they say they give it to him. But you the government, you make the money. It is us who wasting all the MPs, government appointees, to call out of the country. The amount of money you spend. If you bring this money into the mainstream, we will not be better off. You know the employment you create. Says here, now make us say a basic things. Basic. Ghana Statistical Service 2021. One more census report a woman said dear Ghana your population no AC core at a rate of 2.1%. No. We will not be able to feed the people. We may not be able to give them health care. We will not be able to give them education. We will not be able to give them accommodation. This is the 2021 and census report. So if government has been made available to you, and you still think, say we'll talk car, but we'll say you stop car importation by 50%. And just say we were not going to bring in 4-wheel drives, but we will buy local cars. What kind of rubbish is that? Why do you use the taxpayers' money? Also, what cut it down fuel costs by 50%? Why can't he buy fuel? Why do you tax ordinary people and use the money to support a government official? Government official, you say a government, one money bungalow team. One money bungalow now or team no or no na renting a dime. And now rent no agent or they are sure no ni bottom and no their own tax no. Or no government official no one money bungalow no team.
Yeah.
And no need that no team once a woman in bungalow
or their
rent
and what
musika and no their own one got tax no. Now what taxi the ordinary man on the street? Now all the toilet people need pure water, your friend is saying, or no minister, government official. Are we serious in this country? No, you want to tell the issues that we have, no. And a young person ye creating, as I said, it is as a result of greed. Well, greed in material possession in your man here, and not in your brain system, no. And everybody comes, leadership, oh yeah, madam for be an minimum says what the government. one day be my friend and me sanka no you share a program be ase or say night guy I then I'm meeting catch sir and I'm sure my friend want me sanka or say number ben now you so I'm saying your number that no you say number near the my full soldiers for no say me new number near into the number we are fin now sabe coming yeah they use you to get to power and then when you get to power now you want them you can't see them. And these are the things that is going to the core. The core. Yeti Krumka. Who a refinery. Who say myself that I shut it down refinery, you know. But rather, no. Among for more sponsor political parties, no. Whoa, no. One for crude nimbra. Na one dania. Them the residual na sika womu bebre, no. One must siphon outside the country. No matter what turn into the other products. Now when they turn it into the other products, now you the hard end dollars. Aqua top bitumen. Near the aqua top bitumen. Near say a crime making 1 kilometer of road is so much millions of dollars. And so senka ya refinery ni juma. We wouldn't face that problem. We will get the bitumen and everything. We will not have problems with our roads. But because of greed, cartels no more no. These cartels no. Almost sponsor you be near Yama NDCB, near Yama NPPB. Into no government be aba to make sure say refining there enye juma because you're supporting one more. These are the people who are leading us today. If you want to listen to these people, you want to give them the platform to come and talk. Rubbish and Kwa, they don't care about anybody. All because of material possession. And this is the bane of our problem. You see what Dangote is doing now? Over 500,000, dear friends, barrels per day refinery are all building.
Yes.
Tomorrow, he will be the biggest fertilizer
producer.
Yes. And I say, Ukraine, a boy waki to a beam. And I'm say, cocoa body crab because cocoa ni 2 years, a problem, baba. And are you suggesting, say, we have it. We have what it takes. In so most money, fertilizer is a byproduct of crude.
Yeah.
Plastics say plastics say be spending over 595 billion. It's a byproduct of crude. Now you see, crude is a zero waste product. You can get over 1,000 products. Akunya wotisui. Your friends say Mikey, compute. When these are all byproducts of crude oil. They are all byproducts of crude oil. It's at the end of the day, no. If your refinery were to be working, now one day say to one factory, because byproducts they be free no. The kind of things that you can get. Factory ben to me to generate more revenue for the country, and let us all be okay. Say a car dashboard or car seat to then when in plastics, wear condition, plastic, everything is coming from crude. Then you have a refinery sitting there. A bronty go greed. Yes, yeah, money juma. Because yeah, the bar at the end of the day, it's $100 million, and maybe $10 million be mawa. You are good to go. And they would also take a policy. I don't take policy. A refinery juma. That is the kind of people we are dealing with in this country.
And the term no asu, unfortunately, you're wrapping up not your face.
And Richard the cross one dear because son you man one family me number me T no. One family T number. As a hard you. Mommy 2 caps we were a reception on Tinasa. And not coming here bear 4 more caps be nanka. Not relax enough for me. You didn't come on.
I see. You're very scheduled. What's a job, baby? You're to me at yes. I remember me and now what's it? And you're when you're and we are so grateful. Now, for pose, you got said 1 man ton for the past 10 years.
I
see. And Edgar Redo, Adam Minute, Commodore Rajo Jackson, and to me, Fache, I don't pay you to me for lies. Yes, sorry, so now midfield action, no, etime about. It's all about the Black Stars of Ghana. Edgar, before you go, Black Stars, Besha saying there.
Ukraine. Sometime in the 80s, no. Now make kind stories be on magazines. I tiny all kinds of magazines around. Like I said, Brazil, wɔn lose match ebi no ma hangi wɔn ho wɔn asensa na am sin krofo ma bɔ dampa wɔn ejimi Brazil lose match nti no hangi wɔn na wɔn am so wɔn ejimi na mekai Clemcy disaster 1982 yɛbɛ qualify for World Cup no na yɛ call Algeria na wɔn 4 pitch ne so no na is it Salif and South Cedric and so se bibi na Ghana eso share first goal ene nkrofo no ti ye mane ba na ya hye mo ba ko Ghana ha wo into we on top ina Ghana san share ba ko na wo mo equalize ye just ye pesi hold on to the draw na just ya qualify for World Cup. That was in 82 na Edward am na fi Edward so Salif and so mo ba ko ni 9 pool na no ye bobo bi fa ho na ball ne ko say ye menua ade e fa mi mu no no I see ever since then ade e fa mi mu no say na meeting crofo as say we mutumi say omu nku o mampa
I see
there's something do me and I'm say Black Stars Jack